Oh, by the way, I want you to know that you're a trigger for them. As simple as that. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no difficulty. You're a trigger for them. You trigger them. You make it hard for them. You make it hard for them and you trigger them to see exactly what they're lacking in their reality, exactly where they're not doing so well in their reality. Why do you think it makes them so hard to have you around? Why? Because you trigger them in ways that they know for a fact will propel them towards something better. But at the same time, they're very comfortable in places that don't provide growth, expansion, or don't provide a better life for them. That's why it makes it very difficult to stay with you. And I'm not giving you delusion. This is just the truth. If you trigger someone to grow and they know for a fact they cannot meet you there, they're going to fail you. That's how life works. That's how psychological patterns work. And that's the energy that I'm feeling right now. First of all, it's like with the Hanged Man reverse and the Chariot reverse, the individual that you're dealing with, simple as this, they have their own issues going on. They have their problems going on. And one specific thing that I'm channeling from this message is that they do not know how to keep their mouth shut. I feel like they overshare. I feel like they overshare. I feel like they tend to overshare a lot, specifically with one individual or just with people around them. The Chariot reverse, the Hanged Man reverse, it's like you make this person lose control. It's like you make this person see parts of themselves that keep them stagnant. As simple as that. But then it's like the universe shows up and goes, you know what? You need to get the ball moving. You need to get the ball moving. You need to get the ball rolling. So we're going to make sure that you, my collective, trigger something within them to grow. And it's up to them whether they genuinely choose to grow or stay stagnant, stay stuck, right? Because it's up to them. It's not up to you, it's up to them. And I feel like the energy that's being pushed out, I feel like the energy that's coming out just from this reading is that this individual, even though they claim they believe in themselves, I don't think they do. And it's like they want things to be very easy for them, right? And for some of you, like this person could be a very hard worker, but they could also be very much so a negative thinker. For other of you, this person might be a dreamer, but not a hard worker, right? And it's like the Wheel of Fortune is currently telling them, you know what? You know what? We're going to put someone in front of you that's going to come in with such a big reward. It's going to be up to you whether you personally want to take it or not. Whether you personally want to grab it or not, it's up to you, right? So I definitely do feel like there is divine forces kind of at play here when it comes down to your situation or when it comes down to this specific individual, right? But also, one thing that I specifically want to point out is that it's not your responsibility to overgive to a cup that currently has holes, that's currently giving to other energies, other situations. Because while you're emptying yourself, they're emptying yourself and they're giving time and place, time and energy to people, situations, and things that don't deserve your energy. So pull back your energy. If you're still talking to this person, pull back your energy. Don't provide energy for this individual. And I feel like some of you guys learned the hard way that you were over giving way too much when this individual was in your reality. As of now, I would like to know exactly how you feel about them. Yeah, you personally, you just don't, you don't want exhaustion. You don't want you personally don't want exhaustion. And to me, you personally don't want exhaustion. The thing about it is that the tower being shown right here in reverse, you are the type of person that you put trust on people. Like you genuinely put trust on people, and I definitely do feel like that I definitely do feel like to a certain extent or to a certain situation with the Tower being shown right here and the Seven of Cups being shown right here in reverse, like the underlying energy that comes through, or the underlying energy that is pushed out very, very strongly. Seven of Cups reverse, the Tower reverse. It's like you know for a fact that their life is not doing so well. You know for a fact that multiple things in their life has collapsed. Or maybe you have come to find out that they're really not the type of person to maintain a lot of positive momentum in their life. A few things go good for them and then they crumble. Or they're not the type of person to hold on to things long term. Maybe a job, maybe money, maybe a relationship, maybe friendships, right? And the thing about it is that I feel like you see that you were providing something good to this individual. I feel like you see that you are providing something well to this individual. But to me, like the underlying energy that's being pushed out very strongly, or like the underlying energy that's showing up from this situation, from your reading, it's more of like the Three of Cups, the Seven of Cups reverse, the Tower reverse. I don't think that you will ever see this person with potential, or I feel like you're gonna have a really, really difficult time believing that this person is going to get themselves out of these toxic circles, or you're gonna have a hard time believing that this person is gonna get themselves out of exactly where they are at. Right? So with the Seven of Cups being shown right here, reversed, like the Three of Cups and the Tower reverse, you quite don't enjoy this person's choices. You quite don't enjoy what this person has been doing with their reality. But at the same time, or like what they were doing within the reality, but at the same time, it's like you're realizing I can't do much to save you. I'm not going to try to save you if you don't do something towards saving yourself. And that's the thing. I feel like that's why there's divine forces at play right here, because spirit guides, the spirit team, like they know that this person has so much potential, so much they can do for themselves. But at the same time, like Three of Cups, Seven of Cups reverse, the Tower reverse, it's like these cards are coming out very strongly with like the underlying energy of, hey, I want you to realize, hey, you yourself need to understand that you have to view this person with clarity. You have to view this person for who the type of individual they are. And they're the type of person that honestly does not want to remove themselves from toxic cycles unless the universe fucking kicks them in the gut. Right? So to me, that's what I feel like it's coming through. And the Seven of Cups, the Tower reverse, it's like there's this underlying energy of they know for a fact that they are no longer seen as how they were seen to you back then. To me, it feels like this person cares on how people view them and they feel like a fucking disappointment in your eyes. They just would never fully admit it. Why? Because I know for a fact, give me just a bit, how did my collective treat this individual? How did my collective treat this individual? I feel like you put in a lot of work into this relationship, into this partnership, and I feel like you felt the need to heal this individual. I feel like you felt the need to heal this individual. I feel like you felt the need to add work into a broken heart, because I feel like this person did talk about their past to you a lot. To me, it feels like you felt the need to heal them. To me, it feels like you felt the need to like help them grow, help them excel, help them become better within themselves, right? But at the same time, it's like the cards are telling you, hey, like this is not your fucking responsibility. This was never your fucking responsibility to begin with, right? And to me, it feels like they took this shit as an ego hit. Like they saw this shit as like, oh, you're telling me that I'm not good enough? Yeah, you're not good enough. You know you're supposed to be doing better, but why aren't you doing better? Why aren't you working towards becoming better? Right? And it's because their ego can't take it. Their ego can't take somebody viewing them as less than what they are, and they know that you no longer view them the same way. And that's what's like really, really crumbling their ego. That's what's really, really making them lose control. And that's why I feel like you trigger this individual. You trigger this individual because this individual genuinely sees that you wanted good for them. They genuinely failed you. And they know for a fact that they're never going to be seen in your eyes like that again unless they redeem themselves. But they do not know how to, because they have been in these toxic environments and these toxic patterns for a while, that they do not know how to break free from them. But that's the thing. It's like for them, you are a lesson they're supposed to like. They're a lesson they're supposed to learn. And it's like they know they need to learn from this. They know they need to become better. But again, it's like it's freaking them out because your power, your energy, what you are meant in their reality, you're meant to trigger growth, and they're specifically failing themselves as of this moment. So I definitely want to tell you that yes, like there's a lot that can happen between the both of you, but it's not your responsibility, right? So you see the messages coming through, like you trigger them in ways that they haven't been triggered before by other people in their reality. You trigger them in ways that they have never been triggered before in other situations. So it's like King of Wands reverse, Three of Swords reverse, Eight of Pentacles reverse. It's like the cards are clearly screaming, hey, you're not meant to deal with this as of now. They're supposed to deal with their own shit, right? And I also feel like these people likes external validation. Like they like external validation, but because external validation brings them happiness. External validation brings them a sense of happiness, right? But I don't think it's long term. I don't. Yeah, look, Queen of Wands reverse, King of Wands reverse, the Sun upright. Sorry, like external validation brings them some sense of happiness, but it doesn't fulfill them for the long term of things. So they want something to bring them long term success. They want something to bring them long term happiness, and they know for a fact that you are the type of individual that can do that for them. Yeah, you're the type of individual that can genuinely do that for them. But you're the generally the type of individual that you can do that for them. But to me, it feels like the Fool and the Knight of Cups reverse. They feel, or there's something has happened where they know for a fact that they're no longer gonna get the same version of you. Something has happened within their psyche, within their mind, where they're very much so well aware that they're not gonna get the same version of you as long as they're stuck in these cycles. And to me, it feels like there's this underlying energy of wanting to break free from them, but they just don't know how to. And their lesson is to their lesson is to move away from this labyrinth through themselves. So again, you can offer them a helping hand if you want to, but it's not your responsibility to take them out of that labyrinth. They're supposed to find their own way out. And they want to. They want to. But at the same time, it's like if you were to help them out, they wouldn't learn the lessons that they need to learn from. You know, you guys could build something. You guys could get back together. If you guys are in separation, it could happen. But this person has to learn their own lessons. The Fool, the Knight of Cups reverse tells me that they know for a fact 100% that you're no longer the same person that you used to be. And that's what scares them. Because they know that you were willing to sacrifice so much for them and they genuinely took you for granted and now they have to help themselves out. Okay? To an extent, you emotionally matter to them just a little, or maybe even more than they want to explain because to me it feels like they're avoidant, right? But the energy does come out that this person is currently not in their power and you shouldn't let them take away your power. Se me cuidan, cabrones.